Chapter 8. An Inconvenience. "Or it could be in the shop for repairs," I said a little desperately. I could feel a little shiver of cold down my back as I took a step away from him. Maybe he left it at work, or someone borrowed it. I certainly don't have it. Pesky narrowed his eyes.
"You shouldn't be in here anyways. You're contaminating a crime scene."
"Oh, I didn't mean to." He hadn't even bothered to tell me to not go into the apartment, which I found a little annoying since he was now blaming me for being here. "Let me just feed the cat and I will go."
"You need to leave immediately,"
ordered Pesky, his frown becoming even more pronounced.
"We'll need at least a few days to look over the apartment and document everything. I will return your key when we are finished."
"A few days? Who will take care of the cat?" I wondered. Pesky looked at me like I was an irritating fly.
"It's your cat. You take care of it."
It was not my cat. Not that Pesky seemed to realize it, despite the fact that I had earlier told him exactly that. Gritting my teeth, I scooped up the black cat who was again rubbing against my legs, no doubt hoping for a meal. I held out the rental agreement paperwork. "Here's a copy of the rental agreement." Pesky took it without so much as a glance at me. I decided I wasn't going to stick around for any more rude behavior. "Good day, Officer Pesky."
"Don't leave town,"
darkly stated Pesky. I paused on my way out the door. "Excuse me? I work here and my daughter is here. I live just downstairs. Why would I be leaving town?" Pesky just ignored me, looking over computer cables which had no computer attached. I decided to retreat, leaving the apartment. Holding on to the cat, I looked for a tag on it to indicate what its name might be. All that was on the tag was a phone number, which I assumed was Carl's. No luck. "I guess your next owner will get to name you," I muttered as I scratched behind the cat's ears. An agreeable purr greeted my words. Sighing, I made my way downstairs to my apartment. It was already getting late, and I needed to get dressed and on my way to my job. There was no time to call Carl's emergency contact. I would have to do it later. Setting the cat on the floor, I rummaged around in a closet until I found a plastic box big enough. "Stay here." The cat had enough sense to stay inside as I went back to the flower bed. Grabbing the spade, I heaped some dirt into the box for a makeshift litter box until I could get to a store. Once I was back inside, I set down the box in the laundry room and put a bowl of water next to it. "You get one slice of ham until I can get some real cat food," I told the cat, who meowed in appreciation as I set down a saucer with the cut-up ham. I did not need a cat, I told myself. If Carl didn't manage to will the cat to someone else, then I was going to have to advertise it for free. Maybe I could save it from going to the local animal shelter. Shutting the door to keep the cat in the laundry room, I quickly changed into far more professional attire. On the way out the door, I grabbed my original copy of the rental agreement with Carl. I would call his emergency contact while I was at work. It didn't take long to bike over to Casing's Insurance. It was one of the town's family-owned insurance brokerages. One of my many part-time jobs was there. Twice a week I would take over the elderly receptionist Mabel's duties. When I first started the job, I had hoped that Mabel would ease into retirement and I could take over on a full-time basis. However, Mabel stubbornly insisted her retirement funds were not covering her basic needs, so she continued to work. I found out the reason the Casings had employed me part-time was to avoid paying Mabel full-time for her position and thus not paying her benefits. The Casings were notoriously cheap when it came to anyone but themselves. It was a bit of a letdown. However, I needed money, and it was a steady job with steady hours. Mabel picked up her bag as I entered the business. "Everything is caught up but the filing. I will see you Thursday." "Have a nice day, Mabel," I sweetly replied. It was always the same few words with Mabel. Nothing added, nothing subtracted. Once I had tried to talk about the weather with her. She was impatient to get out the door. so I stopped trying to be polite. As usual, there were heaps of files on top of the filing cabinets. I had the secret feeling that Mabel never filed a single file when she worked. However, I didn't dare to complain, as this was what kept me employed. Giving the desk a quick once-over to make sure everything was where it should be, I set down my bag and headed for the filing cabinets to get started. My phone rang, and I automatically answered it. It was one of the few perks that when I was working at the insurance brokerage, I could answer my phone whenever I liked. Hello? There are cops surrounding the house, Greta informed me. Greta was the tenant from apartment B. They have a forensics van on your front lawn. I hope it doesn't make any ruts in the grass. I hope so too. I didn't have the money to resod the front lawn. Thank you for listening. If you liked this video, consider clicking the like button or dropping a comment. This helps the algorithms with the visibilities of my video, and it's free and easy for you to do. Thank you so much and happy listening.